Thank you so much for joining us on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. Thanksgiving 2014 is in the books, and Black Friday's here, along with all the other holiday hullabaloo. I remember when I was a kid growing up in the 1960s, I always wanted this game for Christmas called the Game of Life. I was always fascinated by the idea that there was a game you could play, a board game you could play, that would mimic all the fun adventures that the adults seem to be having, adventures like banking and insurance and driving a car and getting a job. You know, in many ways, life is like a game. And in many ways, the day-to-day events and experiences of our life represent a kind of a game. Maybe not a game that's always fun, but nonetheless a game with rules and restrictions and wins and losses. And like any game, in the real game of life, there's some players that are going to get good and win consistently, and other players that aren't going to be so good and unfortunately are not going to win so consistently. As with all games, including board games, or the real game of life, or the game of health, or the game of the body, some people are going to get good at the game by studying the rules, studying how to best use their resources and their equipment. And if you're listening to my voice right now on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program, chances are this is you. Or it's perhaps what you aspire to be, getting good at the game of health, getting good at the game of trying to run our body. Or perhaps you're dealing with some kind of health crisis, some kind of health challenge, a degenerative disease of some kind. Perhaps your very life is dependent on you getting good at developing an expertise at the game of life. According to the World Health Organization, we've talked about this many times, according to those who should know, there are 12,000 plus different diseases. We're told there's 1,000 different skin diseases. In reality, there's not 12,000 different diseases. There's 12,000 different diagnoses maybe, but a diagnosis is just a description. It's not a disease. There's 12,000 plus, 12,800 or so different ways that disease can show up. There's 12,800 different descriptions of how breakdown manifests itself. But to get good at the game of being healthy, the game of health, the diagnoses don't matter. The descriptions don't matter. These descriptions are only defining a particular path that a breakdown process takes. Why is this important? Well, if you're dealing with a degenerative disease, a description isn't going to help you. You can't heal a description. The description, the definition, the diagnosis is nothing more than a doctor version of a play-by-play announcer doing a football game or baseball game. A diagnosis is what appears visually to be happening. In other words, if you have a diagnosis of, say, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, that's a description of how the illness is manifesting. It means that muscle cells are not being fed because blood vessels are breaking down, and hard tissue is forming. That doesn't help you get better. You don't need to know all the specifics of how the biochemical breakdown is occurring when it comes to reversing your degenerative disease. You get diagnosed with hidradenitis suppurativa. That means your sweat glands are breaking down and your defense system is alerted, and who cares? The point is that the body is breaking down. The point is when we have a degenerative disease, our definition doesn't matter. There's only one disease, folks, one degenerative disease. I call it MFBA disease. My body is falling apart disease. It's the only disease there is. And when we really get there, there's just one disease that shows up in various ways, and that our so-called diseases are just descriptions of things that are happening, descriptions of the way things are showing up. We will immediately change how we look at health, how we look at healing, how we look at medicine. We'll immediately change the medical model. Because while there may not be very many medical cures for my body is falling apart disease, we don't need to be cured, and we don't need medicine. We just need to figure out why we're falling apart. We don't need a definition of how the specifics of the breakdown are occurring. That doesn't help us any. Where it's happening doesn't matter. Whether it's macular degeneration or acne or atherosclerosis or fibrosis or psoriasis, as far as reversal goes, it doesn't matter. This is so important. No matter what our health condition is, when we focus on our symptoms or our diagnosis, we go nowhere. But in the if we focus on the body as a system, as a generic system that's basically the same, whether it's my body or your body or grandma's body or grandpa's body, and then we can start to really address the problem, no matter who we are, no matter what we're dealing with. Start off with the gut. Start off with probiotics. Start off with the biolumin nightly essence. Eliminate problem foods. Eat fewer foods, less calories. Patch up the gut with the Z radical or the fucoidan Z. You can use aloe vera. You can use noni, bone soup. These are all wonderful strategies for patching up the gut. Secondly, stabilize the blood sugar. Folks, this is for anything. This is for any degenerative disease. Stabilize the blood sugar. Use more protein. Use more butter. Less refined carbs. Stay away from fruit juices and desserts and anything that jacks up our blood sugar. Eating less food is also important for keeping the blood sugar stable. Use water after sweet meals. First thing in the morning, use water. Use micronutrients, selenium, the B complex, vitamin C, and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the Sweeties. Folks, no matter what the degenerative crisis you're dealing with, the degenerative disease crisis you're dealing with, these are generic ideas that you can use to immediately turn around your health condition. Of course, getting on a good nutritional supplement program is cheap, is number one, job number one, if you're dealing with a degenerative disease crisis. And that's where Doc Wallach and myself and all of us in the Longevity family come in. We can help you understand the rules of the game of health. If you have questions about health, nutrition, or prescription drugs, give us a call, 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552, toll free. I'm Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Doc today. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away. I am Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Dr. Wallach, along with Billy Graff. What's up, Billy? Long time no talk to.
Yeah, we love having you on the program, filling in.
Thank you.
Slightly different perspective, but it's all good, and we like that. Speaking of slightly different perspectives, I had the good fortune to spend the Thanksgiving holiday with some of my very, very good cook relatives.
Non-nutritionally minded good cook relatives?
No, I don't care about. When I was sitting down in front of that meal, I didn't really care about nutrition, but I will say.
Did you pig out yesterday?
Yeah, there were like 7 desserts.
No, you had to sample them all, right?
We did, yeah. And sitting down after eating a meal like that, we were all commenting that we were all full and we were trying to watch a football game, and a couple of us were starting to nod out. I mean, it was a typical Thanksgiving Day scenario. Yeah. And I guess I kind of wanted to ask you about this because I've never really heard the explanation as to what we're doing to ourselves when this happens. Obviously, we were designed to run after game and pick tubers and stuff like that. And right. We weren't really designed to eat, 19,000 calories and then sit down and do nothing for 2 hours.
Dude, a grizzly bear doesn't even eat that many calories a day.
So tell me, how bad did we hurt ourselves yesterday as a nation?
We didn't do any permanent damage, but it's the idea that we continuously do it. If you just did it one day a week or one day a year, or maybe a couple of days a year, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But did you ever notice that the more you eat, the more you want to eat?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And conversely, and this is so important, Billy, the less you eat, the less you want to eat. And this is why fasting is so helpful, or even just calorie restriction. But I love the 3-day cleanse. I do a 3-day cleanse now, a Swear V cleanse. And by the way, have you tried those Swear V, those probiotic products from
I have
Jordan
not
Newman?
Tried it yet.
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah, I've heard
awesome.
that. I've heard they really do the job.
They really do. I'm sipping on it right now. I used to fast periodically. I call it intermittent fasting. But now I do a 3-day fast probably once a month, maybe once every 3 weeks, using the Swear V. And it's almost like you're not even fasting because you are getting potassium and you're getting sodium. You're getting your electrolytes. The stuff is so filling and so refreshing, it's like you don't even struggle to eat. And that's really the key, Billy, is hitting your body's meeting your body's needs for nutrition. And once we meet our body's needs for nutrients, especially what we call micronutrients, the vitamins and the minerals, most of the stuff that we call the Mighty 90 essential nutrients, once you meet your body's need for the B vitamins, for the minerals, and for vitamin C and vitamin E and vitamin K and essential amino acids, the Mighty 90 essential nutrients, it is simple and easy to reduce your calories, which tells me that the reason we like to pig out is not so much because we think we like to pig out, we love the taste of everything, although a little bit, the taste, we do like flavor, and that's important. But the reason we pig out so much, and as you say, 19,000 calories a day, is because we're not getting the nutrients we need. Do you know where the shutoff point for eating is? Do you know what part of your body the shutoff point for eating is? Where you just don't want to eat? What do you think?
Your mouth?
No, not your mouth, and it's not your stomach.
It's your brain, isn't it?
It's your brain. So it's understanding how to communicate the message, how to talk to the brain in chemistry to tell the brain that you're full. I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number, 888-379-2552, toll free. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, or the longevity products, we can help you. We'll be back right after this break with more good health information. Don't go away. All right, so before we went to break, I told you I'd tell you a couple tips for eating less food when you're confronted with a whole bunch of food and you know you had a diet, or it's not you're gonna pay for it the next day or the next month. There's some strategies that you can use to hit your body's satisfaction button, your brain's satisfaction button, to keep you from munching or over munching on foods. I don't have any willpower, Billy. Did I ever tell you this? I have no willpower. I hate even the concept of willpower. It sounds terrible.
It really surprises me, because I've seen you in action push away from a plate, in a dinner.
It's not willpower, because I don't have any willpower. It's hitting the body's satiety center, satiety buttons. It's hitting the body's satisfaction. Satiety just means satisfaction. Satisfaction buttons. Hitting that brain's appetite turn-off switch. So let me give you a couple strategies for doing it. Number one, start off all your meals with veggies. Start off with a salad, and it doesn't have to be, people think, when people think vegetables, they think bitter or they think unpleasant on some way. Here's a couple of ways that you can make your vegetables delicious. Number one, if you steam your vegetables, you release the sugar and your vegetables will taste sweet. If you mix butter with your vegetables, you'll enhance the flavor of the vegetables. Or if you mix butter with salt and spices, you'll really blow up the flavors, and even kids love salt and butter in broccoli or salt and butter in cauliflower. If you start your meals off with your veggies, the fiber will fill you up and you'll be less likely to overeat. Another thing you can do is start your meals off with protein, especially protein that contains something called BCAA, which stands for branched chain amino acids. These BCAAs are found in eggs, they're found in dairy, they're found in meat, they're found in seafood. Pretty much all high-protein foods will have, even beans, will have BCAAs. Start your meals off with high protein. Start your meals off with BCAAs. If you want, start your meals off with a little scoop of the Slender FX. The new Slender FX, which has more whey protein in it, is loaded with BCAAs. Take a little spoonful or a scoopful of your Slender FX, put it in water and drink it down. Start your meals off that way, and you'll find you're eating less meals. Make sure you're using lots of delicious butter with everything. Butter and fat is very filling and very satisfying, and hits that satiety center, or hits that satisfaction appetite turn-off switch in your brain. And then always use micronutrients with your meals. In fact, micronutrients like the B vitamins and vitamin C and your minerals are loaded or packed, densely packed in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And if you do your Beyond Tangy Tangerine at the beginning of your meal, and you sip on your Beyond Tangy Tangerine during your meal, not only will you get the micronutrients that will allow you to feel satisfied quicker, but you'll also get the liquids, which will fill you up too. So more fiber, more veggies, more liquids, more protein, more fat, more micronutrients. Use your Beyond Tangy Tangerine, and you won't need any willpower. You can just wean yourself off of those high-calorie Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's meals. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552, toll free. We'll come back and take your phone calls after this break. Okay, our number today on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program, 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552. Who do we have first in line?
Well, let's go to Montana and talk to Josh. Josh, you're on with Pharmacist Ben.
What's up, Josh?
Oh, not much. Getting cold up here.
I bet it is. I was in Minnesota last week. I don't care to go back ever in the wintertime. Oh, my goodness. Montana's
yeah, it's cold. Well, I called in and I got cystic fibrosis. Okay. And I've been on this nutritional program for 6 months on longevity.
Okay.
And ever since that, my IG level has gone skyrocketed to like 1,600. My sciatic nerve hurts like heck. I've got high blood pressure and I'm shaky.
You're going the wrong direction, my friend. Here's the deal. Cystic fibrosis, as I'm sure you know, the body forms crazy fibers. It's basically an enzyme mucus kind of problem. The body gets sluggish and sticky. Fibers form, mucus forms, especially in the lungs and in the digestive system. First thing you want to think about is food. In fact, that's the first thing you always want to think about, but especially if you have a pancreatic type of issue like cystic fibrosis. Are you on digestive enzymes, pancreatic enzymes?
Yeah, the one the doctor gave me.
The ones the doctor gave you. Throw in the ultimate enzymes, first of all. That's the first thing I would do. Are you using the Biolumin Nightly Essence?
Nope, I'm just on Ultimate Selenium, 4 bottles a month.
You need that's all you're using?
No, the Healthy Brain Heart Pack.
Okay, you need some
derived minerals.
we need to focus on your digestive health. That's the first thing you want to do with cystic fibrosis. So and that's why they're giving you the pancreatic enzymes from the doctor's office, but you can also use the ultimate enzymes from Youngevity to help support that. And then also make sure you're using the probiotics, the BioLumin Nightly Essence #1. That's the best probiotic supplement I know. It's important for all digestive health issues, especially if you're dealing with cystic fibrosis. So you want to probably be taking 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night, or you can do more than that, but at least 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night. The next very important digestive health nutrient is also very important for the blood and for the immune system, and that's the fucoidan Z, or the Z radical. I like the fucoidan Z a little bit better. You get a little more bang for your buck. Do 3 capsules in the morning and 3 capsules a night of that. And then stay on that selenium. Selenium is very, very important if you're dealing with pancreatic issues. And then if you're not doing the ultimate daily, toss that one in there. Toss that one in. And then on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, which is part of your healthy brain pack, you probably should be doubling your dose, doing 3 to 4 scoops a day instead of 2 scoops a day on that, and sipping on that slowly. So #1, focus on digestive health. Absolutely critical with cystic fibrosis, as it is with any degenerative disease, but extra important with cystic fibrosis. If you notice that if you notice, let me just say one more thing. If you notice there's specific foods that are causing you distress, those are foods that you're going to want to eliminate as well. And then try to get your nutrition in a liquid fashion. In addition to the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, use soups and juices. I love bone soup. If you don't have any problems with chicken, make sure that if you're not a vegetarian or anything, take a whole chicken, drop it in a pot of boiling water, turn it into soup, and that'll give you some nice, easy to absorb, easy to digest protein as well as vitamins. And if you throw some veggies in there, you'll get extra vitamins too, and that will help not only support digestive health, but it'll give you very easy to absorb nutrition. When you have cystic fibrosis, it's difficult for the body to absorb nutrients. Don't go away. I'll let you finish up when we come back from our break. Okay, so hang tight. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 831-685-1080 is your priority line number, or 888-379-2552. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, questions about the Youngevity products, we can help you do that. 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552 toll free. I'm Pharmacist Ben, sitting in with Billy Graff for Dr. Wallach today. We'll take a break and come back right after this. Don't go away. All right, we're back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. 831-685-1080 is your priority line number, or 888-379-2552. We're talking to Josh in Montana. A couple more things real quick, Josh. In addition to taking care of your digestive health and using soups as well as vegetable juices, you might also want to make sure, and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, you might also want to check out baking soda. Did anybody ever tell you about baking soda for cystic fibrosis?
Nope.
A little bit of baking soda a couple hours after your meals. Don't do it with your meals or anything, but a couple hours after your meals. What the heck was that? A couple hours after your meals, and also on an empty stomach. That may help. There's some good literature about baking soda and cystic fibrosis. And then make sure you're using your ultimate EFAs, which are part of your Healthy Start Pack, Healthy Brain Pack, I guess you said you're taking, in addition to the selenium and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And don't forget about the Z Radical and the BioLumin Nightly Essence. And you had a question for me? Did you have something you want to say, Doug?
Yes.
Or Josh?
My IgE level went from last year from 800, now it's all the way up to 1600.
Do you know what IgE is? Do you know what IgE is?
No, I was wondering how to naturally lower it.
Let's talk about what IgE is, and then I'm going to have to let you go. We got a full board here. IgE is a sign that your body is defending itself. It's an allergic chemical. It means that the body is responding to an allergen, whether it's asthma or a bacteria or something like that. Chances are really good it's in your digestive system. The IgE is a sign that the body's trying to protect itself from something you're eating. That's why I'm so important to focus on food. You know, none of us can eat the standard American diet, but if you're compromised at the pancreas level, which is a major digestive organ, cystic fibrosis is a pancreatic issue, largely, you're going to have to pay extra attention to to the kind of foods that you're eating. Elevated IgE is telling me that something's getting into your body that your body is trying to protect itself from. And that almost always means food, although it can also mean you're breathing in something. But food is really the most likely suspect, given the way we eat in America in the year 2014. Thanks for your call, Josh. Hope we helped you out, buddy. And happy holidays. Who's next on the line? Douglas?
Well, let's head.
Billy.
That's okay. All us radio guys sound the same.
No, you have a beautiful, beautiful voice.
Let's go to the San Diego, California area and talk to Jeff. Jeff, you're on with Pharmacist Ben.
What's up, Jeff?
I'm interested in immortalium, and I was wondering if there was any actual tests that have been done to show either telomeres lengthening or at least, well, go ahead.
With the immortalium specifically?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if they've ever done any studies with the immortalium specifically, but the nutrients in the immortality have been shown to extend telomeres. But that's a great question, and I'm going to have to look into that. I don't believe that any. Do you know, Billy? Have any studies been done on
I do not know whether that is the case or not.
You know, I don't know, but I know that the vitamin C is a well-known age increaser, if you will. By the way, for the listeners, telomeres are kind of like shoelaces at the end of jeans, and they wear down over the course of time, over the course of aging. Keeping your telomeres long is an anti-aging strategy, and the immortalium contains nutrients that do that. The immortalium itself, I don't believe, has been tested, but the vitamin C and the fucoidan and the zinc, general nutrition is a good way to keep your telomeres extended, but I don't believe or I don't know if the immortalium itself has been tested. I apologize, I don't know the answer to that.
I'd have to look it up, but Dr. Wallach talked about instead of reproducing 51 times, they could get them to do like 100 times. So I was wondering where
with the immortalium?
Yeah, well, I
okay.
don't know. Yeah,
or maybe he meant the nutrients of the immortalium. Because the immortalium, I don't even think of the immortalium as a telomere kind of deal, although there's a component in the immortalium called the telomere support blend. I just consider it to be an amazing, amazing nutritional supplement. It's got MSM and alpha lipoic acid, and it's got whole fruits, and it's got the fucoidan, and it's got superoxide dismutase, and it has a ingredient in it that helps the body absorb the nutrients, something called bioperin, which is a pepper derivative. It's just an incredibly well-rounded, powerful, dense nutritional supplement. Whether or not it's going to specifically extend telomeres, I don't know the answer to that. If Doc Wallach, if Doc said it, then I'm going with that. I'm going with pretty much everything Dr. Wallach says. So if he said it, then you can pretty much take that to the bank. But as far as I go, when I look at the immortalium, when I think about that product, it's just packed with good nutrition, and that's really how I like to look at it. I apologize, I can't be more specific, but thanks so much for your call. Appreciate it. And let's see if we can get one more call before our break.
All right, let's go to Arkansas and talk to Susan. Susan, you're on with Pharmacist Ben.
What's up, Susan?
Hi, I've got a gal here whose brother was put in the hospital due to severe alcoholism. 3 weeks ago, they said he might have a month to live and might go to hospice. He's got liver cirrhosis, and he's unable to urinate. They've got the catheter with the balloons to try and drip the urine in. He's 44, and I'm going to let you...
You're not going to make this easy for me. You're not making this easy, are you? Here's the deal. The liver regenerates, and it regenerates very effectively. That's the good news. The bad news is this guy's in bad shape. So here's what you got to do. Number one, first and foremost, you got to get him on liquid nutrition, easy to absorb nutrition. And if he's in the hospital, he's hospitalized now, right?
He is hospitalized, and they did tell us that his liver was past regeneration.
It's past regeneration?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Well, you still, at worst, you'll give him some palliative, some symptomatic relief with good nutrition. This is a guy who's starving to death, all right? So anything you give the body, anything you give his body will be absorbed and utilized very quickly. This is the great gift of the human body. The sicker we are, the faster our body turns it around. The more nutritionally deficient we are, the faster our body will absorb nutrients. So your brother, God love him, is going to absorb those nutrients like a dry sponge sucks up water. Get him on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine for sure. And I would be doing it right away. And if you can, if they let you at the hospital, because what you'll notice is while he's sipping on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine right in front of your eyes, you're going to notice that he's starting to look better. That's how fast this stuff gets gets absorbed. That's how fast the nutrition gets absorbed. Now, I'm not saying you're going to turn him around totally by sipping on the BTT, but at least you'll get him some nutrients that he probably hasn't had in decades. Alcoholism is especially hard on the B vitamins because it requires B vitamins to metabolize alcohol, and the chances are pretty darn good that he's B vitamin deficient. The Beyond Tangy Tangerine is loaded with nutrients, but it's especially loaded with the B complex in very easy to absorb fashion. It also has vitamin C, which is stupendously important for the liver, and alcoholics, because alcohol is a diuretic and makes you go to the bathroom, alcoholics typically will be deficient in vitamin C also. So sipping on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, job number one. I'd be getting them on the Ultimate Daily as well if you can. That'll give him all his basic vitamins and minerals. And then the Z radical, or the fucoidan Z, probably is a little bit more concentrated. That can help with all degenerative health issues. The Z radical is also very important for the immune system and for the blood. So he may notice some benefits from that too. And then, of course, the Healthy Start Pack. That goes without saying. If you want to throw one more thing in addition to the Healthy Start Pack, I would toss in the BioLumin Nightly Essence as well. 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night. But I'm telling you, get him on. If you can get your brother on that Beyond Tangy Tangerine today, do it. ASAP, as soon as possible. At the very least, you'll notice that his symptoms are improving. He feels better. Whether or not you're going to completely reverse that in a day, I don't know, but you can certainly make him feel better using the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, as well as the other nutrients we just talked about. God bless you. Thank you so much for your call. Appreciate it. And anybody else on the line there, Billy? You want to take a call before break?
Yeah, but we only got about 20 seconds or so before the music starts, so you might want to just remind folks what's going on. Yeah,
let me just remind folks in the Santa Cruz and Monterey area. I'll be doing a talk at the Embassy Suites, Monterey, 1441 Canyon Del Rey, and that's actually Seaside. And I'll be doing it, that's December 2nd, 7 p.m. And then the next night, December 3rd, also at 7 p.m., I'll be in Socal, Santa Cruz, I guess. Socal, Santa Cruz. Socal's like a little suburb, isn't it, of Santa Cruz? Something like that.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll be in Socal at the Inner Light Ministries, again at 7 p.m. And you can call Kevin Hurley, who his number is 831-234-6482 for more information, 831-234-6482. All right, we're going to take a break and come back with more good phone calls and good health information on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I'm Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Dr. Wallach today, along with Billy Graff. Our number is 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552, toll-free. 831-685-1080, 888-379-2552, toll-free. Don't go away. We got more good information coming at you right after this break.
Let's go to Nevada and talk to Brenda. Brenda, you're on with Pharmacist Ben.
What's up, Brenda? Greetings.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing good. How can we help you?
I have 3 questions. How to work with the product.
Okay.
Dr. Wallach. One is for the fluid around the ankles and the legs. I had tests. Nothing wrong with my kidney.
No, you're cutting out. Brenda, you said, what's your name? Brenda, you're cutting out. Can you get us off speaker, or if we're on speaker?
Yes. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I heard you say something about fluid in the legs, fluid edema, fluid accumulating in the bottom of your legs and your ankles, right?
Yes, and also how to dissolve the fibroids.
Okay. Fibroids and fluid pooling out. All that's telling me your body's starting to get clogged up. It's starting to get sticky, and this blood is not circulating around the body as well as it should, probably following those fibroids. So first of all, always when you want to regard fibroids as a sign that something is getting into your body that the body doesn't like, and it's causing inflammation around the cells, and the cells are not doing their work properly. It could also be the sign of the body degenerating, and then cells trying to fill in the degenerated, broken down parts with fiber. That's what fibrosis usually means. Something's getting into the body inappropriately, or the body's starting to break down. The fluid and the edema in the bottom of your legs is telling me that the circulatory system is not working as it should. All of which is to say that your body is in a distress mode. It's in an emergency mode. Something is getting in there that's attacking it, and usually that means through the digestive system, as we were talking earlier in the program. So job number 1 for you, my dear, is figure out what the heck is getting into your system that's clogging up the works. And it usually means some kind of food, and unfortunately, it usually means some kind of food that you like a lot. So what I would be doing if I were you is, first of all, I'd be doing, if you can, do a 1 or 2 or 3 day cleanse with the Swear V. And that's that probiotic-enriched product from Jordan Rubin. If you haven't tried the Beyond Organic products, they're absolutely mind-blowingly amazing, especially the cheese. But in any case, do the Swear V 1 or 2 day, or even if you can do 3 day cleanse, and that's kind of going to hit the reset button for you. You'll notice that if you have any pain from the fibrosis that is starting to improve just with 1 or 2 days of laying off food. You might not even feel like eating a lot of food when you start. When you get off of your fast, start to incorporate or start to add foods in one by one. When you're done with your fast, pick up one type of food and spend all day eating that one type of food, and it'll probably help to pick your favorite foods, because those are the ones we usually have a problem with. Then as far as the directly helping improve the circulation, and it's very, very important that we do that. As we get older and as the disease process kicks in and as our bodies break down, the circulatory system starts to slow up. And you know what? Our bodies are like a plumbing system. It's called hemodynamics, and if you're an engineer, you'll call it fluid dynamics. And fluid dynamics is the study of how fluids move around and generate electrical energy. Well, the body's the same way. Fluids move around in the body, and electrical energy is generated, but as we get older and as the disease process kicks in and as we start to fall apart, the fluid doesn't move around as effectively, and this is one of the major signs of the disease process. So what do? Well, in addition to eliminating the sticky, cloggy, toxic food that gets into the system, that's where your fast is going to come in, you could also get yourself on a rebounder. It's one of the best ways to protect yourself from fluid accumulation in the bottom of your legs. A rebounder is a mini trampoline. Costs you $50 or $60. It'd be one of the best health tools you ever use, and you just jump on it for a minute or two every day. And if you feel like you're coming down with a cold, jump on it for a minute or two before you come down with or as you're coming down with your cold, you'll notice that you don't get the cold, or you'll notice that the duration of your illness is much shorter. So moving your body around, moving your circulatory system around is another great strategy. And then for thinning the blood, which will also help move that blood around the circulatory system, move things around nicely, use the Z radical or the Fucoidan Z. There's so many benefits to this Fucoidan Z product. Well, so many benefits to all nutritional supplementation, but the Fucoidan Z itself is a blood thinner. It's an immune booster. It also helps with diabetes. It also helps you with if you're overweight. It's got anti-obesity properties, and that's really the lesson here, guys. Good nutrition is so multifunctional that no matter what your health issue is, if you get yourself on a good nutritional supplement program, you'll notice it's not very long before you're feeling better. Thanks for listening, folks. I'm Pharmacist Ben for Billy Graff and Dr. Wallach and all the folks at the ZBS Radio Network. Have a spectacular, wonderful, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.